for an original song.
Hey guys, welcome back for more of the demo for First Degree. Apparently this game is on Kickstarter right now and they do have a Patreon. Approaching the door with keys in hand, I let myself in and turn on the lights.
God, I'm tired.
After making my way through the mudroom, my black cat, Key, greets me with a nuzzle and a hungry mew. What's a mudroom?
Sorry, Key. I'll feed you in a little bit.
I head to the bedroom with Key following in my steps. After dropping my satchel on the floor, I throw myself onto the bed in exhaustion. Key promptly jumps onto the top of my aching back.
Maybe you really are unlucky, Key. I'm starting to slip up.
My eyelids slowly lower and allow me to drift into sleep, despite Key's hungry mewing. What's that sound? Just let me sleep. Shit. Multiple doorbell rings. Quiet tapping. Damn it. Was there a tutoring session scheduled today? Shit. Slept on my glasses. Groggily, I step on the edge of my bed. Elbows on knees, I rub at my eyes with the heels of my palms, trying to wipe away the crust. Walking to the mudroom. What is the mudroom? I hesitate to unlock the door for my prized pupil.
Fuck. Here we go.
As I open the door, I prepare for an overly enthusiastic teenager to poison me with whatever food he's whipped up this time.
Hi, Ray. Oh, what took you so long? I was worried you wouldn't answer. Are you okay? You look a little pale. Maybe you're hungry? I brought you a bento.
Did Toast nail that voice right on the head? His smile puts the sun to shame and is too bright for my recently opened eyes.
Thanks. I'll save it for later.
No, sir. We're eating it while we study. Mom always said not to let good food go to waste. Besides, I tried out a new recipe.
Run!
Yeah, she said that, but she was always tossing your food out. Don't forget.
Oh, shut up. That was only twice. I was just starting to learn, too.
Learning that you can't cook.
Fine. No free food for you.
That's comfort. I put my hands in defeat before extending them out to him.
Okay, I'm sorry. Friends again?
Minami thinks for a bit, but then his smile beams through.
Friends.
As I step forward, Minami takes the initiative, and the little ball of energy suddenly jumps into my arms, wrapping them around me. He hugs me enthusiastically, and I return the embrace. Smothering his hair, I kiss into the pink locks. As Minami looks up, his smile is a little embarrassed, and his cheeks are flushed.
Whoa, you're bright red. Come on in before you catch a cold.
Still flushed, Minami carries his bag and carrier past me as he moves into the apartment, closing the door behind him. I watch as he makes himself at home at the kitchen table. Minami picks up the carrier and looks around.
Where's Key today?
I'd check the bedroom. She might be sleeping somewhere in the comforter.
Okay. I'll go put Senna and Gumi in there to play.
Minami disappears into the bedroom, and I'm still surprised that Key even puts up with the two furry bunnies. At first, I really thought they would just fight all the time, but they actually seem to get along pretty well. As I move into the kitchen, I decide to make Minami some warm strawberry cocoa as he gets his rabbit settled. As the milk begins to warm, I hear Minami leave the bedroom.
Hey, Ray. Is it okay if I give Key some treats? She's still not loving the bunny's veggies.
Yeah, they're in the same place.
Minami takes the bag from the cabinet and disappears back into the room, probably lavishing Key with more treats and attention than she's gotten since his last visit. It gives me just enough time to put the finishing touches on his drink before he exits again and joins me at the table.
Everything okay in there?
Oh yeah, Key and I were just catching up. Oh, did you make this for me? Thank you. It smells delicious.
Well, it was my fault for leaving you outside to freeze.
I knew you were just teasing.
Minami sips his tea happily as I open up my notebook and pick up the notes from where we left off last time.
So, what did you want to focus on today?
Well, we have this quiz on the circulatory system, and I'm kinda confused about the parts of the heart. It turns out we'll have to dissect one in anatomy. It'll be a pig, but... gross.
I'm with him.
Actually, the heart's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but I'm not into dead things like you. I just need a quick way to get through this.
Okay, I think I have a few tips I could share.
Minami takes another sip of the cocoa and his face lightens up.
Great! I knew you'd be the right person to ask.
Reaching into his bag, he pulls out his own notebook, textbook, and a few pens before settling down to take notes.
Nice to see you actually have a notebook now and not just loose papers.
Yeah, but I sometimes wind up tearing them out anyway. Bad habit.
I shake my head and figure he'll just have to learn the hard way in college. Gathering my thoughts, I lean back in the chair before I begin to share the words of wisdom an old professor once passed down to me. Minami makes his usual note-taking face, with his eyes squinted, face serious, and a cute pink tongue sticking out the right side of his mouth. Unlike some of my previous tutories, he doesn't interrupt or ask questions before I'm finished explaining. Instead, he acts like a sponge, absorbing everything I have to say. I talk for a while before he has a few questions, which prompts another few minutes of explanations. After about half an hour, I would expect him to want to move to another subject, but instead he seems distracted.
Something else on your mind?
I know this is our tutoring time, but do you think I could ask you something a little... personal?
No, I don't kill people. How dare you ask me?
Sure. I mean, is everything okay? Are those guys teasing you again?
Oh no, you were right. Once they found out who my dad was, they haven't bothered me.
I told you. They're just cowards. You shouldn't be afraid to throw your dad's name around once in a while.
It's really not that bad.
Minami absently plays with his pen, looking everywhere but at me, and I wince as his foot accidentally hits my leg.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just... nervous.
It's okay. So, what's on your mind?
Well, it might sound kinda silly, but I was thinking I might be able to ask you about... relationships.
Oh great, 18 already. I guess he's at that age, but why me? He should know a lot of people better at this kind of thing. Besides, all of my relationships are not safe for his innocence.
Have you ever been in one?
Yeah, well, I've been in lots, but I'm not sure mine are gonna apply to you.
Well, why not? I mean, aren't they all kinda the same?
Oh, you innocent, innocent soul. Was I ever that naive?
No, not really. Not at all, actually.
Well, what should I do if I... like somebody? Like, a lot.
I almost want to laugh at how red Minami's face becomes at the question. He's flushed, beet red, and again still can't hold my stare. It's one of those typical teenage questions that doesn't really have an answer, but at least he's brave enough to ask. I always thought Minami would stay oblivious to these things.
Well, do you know the person? Do they...
Yeah,
Oh,
I
my
know
bad.
them. And they know me. I think we're kinda friends.
That's great. It's one step at least. Have they said anything about liking you, given you any clues?
No, that's where I get kinda stumped. I just don't know what to say.
How about the truth? I know some people think you shouldn't just blurt it out, but I've always found it's good to be straightforward.
At least it works in the bars.
I'm kinda nervous. What if they don't feel the same?
Never know unless you try, right? Is that friend of yours you do judo with? Lucas, right?
For a split second, Minami looks confused before his gaze drops and he shakes his head. Take the hint.
No, it's not Lucas.
Oh, sorry. You talk about him like he's a cool guy, though.
No, he is. And he is cute. But it's not him. Besides, he just met somebody himself. He's been kinda hush-hush about it, but it's definitely an older guy. He seems pretty happy.
Well, there you go. Why don't you ask him? He's much more your age, and to be honest, your parents would kill me if I shared my kind of hookups with you.
Oh, you mean your bar friends? You still have a bunch of those?
Whenever the urge hits me. Not for a couple months, though.
Why so long?
Just not in the mood, I guess. But my advice, ask your friend Lucas.
Standing from the table, I pick up his empty mug.
Want a refill?
Minami looks less than thrilled with my help and shakes his head.
No thanks. Sorry I bugged you about this.
Carrying the mug to the kitchen, I set it in the sink to wash later and turn back to see Minami staring into the distance.
Is it okay if I cut it short tonight? I suddenly don't feel so well.
Walking back to the table, I put my hand on the back of Minami's chair and debate on whether or not to question him further. It's obvious he wanted to talk about something important, and now he's climbing up. If I didn't know better, I'd say it was my fault.
Are you sick?
No, I just think I'm done for the night.
Okay, then let's do a little role play.
Roleplay?
Before he can ask further, I scoot his chair out and take his hand, twirling him once before sliding an arm around his waist and pulling him to my chest. Holding him closely, I feel him try to squirm away, but my grip is unrelenting. If you want my thoughts on relationships, you're gonna get them up close and personal.
What are we doing?
You're gonna confess your feelings to me. I'm the person you're in love with, and you're gonna tell me exactly how you feel.
No, Ray, I can't do that.
Of course you can. Just envision me as the love of your life.
I really can't do this.
Okay, I'll start. Minami, I've been watching you a lot lately. And I've noticed you've been watching me. You're so smart, ambitious, and really kind. In fact, you're the nicest, most considerate person I've ever met. And I can't help but think about you all day. Tell me, do you think about me?
For a moment, I'm not sure how to respond to my little game, but then his hands come up and rest hesitantly on my arms.
Yes, I think about you so much, and I always look forward to seeing you. Sometimes I even daydream during school about you, thinking about what you're doing. You're so brilliant and strong, and I get hot just picturing your face.
I wonder how many fans are really pissed I'm doing Yaoi now.
I don't really know what it all means, but I just know that I like being with you. I wish I could be with you all the time. But you're out of my league, and I don't think it'll ever really happen.
We are just role-playing, right?
Minami's hands clutch at my arms before his eyes meet my own.
Of course we are. You said so yourself.
You're just really good at this.
Can we roleplay something else?
I want to be a kitty.
Yeah, I mean, what else is on your mind?
Teleport behind. Leaning in, Minami lifts up on his toes and presses his mouth to mine. This time, it's my turn to freeze as Minami seems more comfortable than he has ever. Closing his eyes, Minami's lips are soft and curious. His hands squeeze my arms and I return the kiss delicately. Letting him lead, I feel his small mouth move against mine before slowly pulling back and then taking another small taste of my top lip. Doing the same at the bottom, he pulls away with a soft chuckle. Both our eyes open up, looking at each other's across the distance.
Thank you for being my first kiss.
Yeah, well, I guess if you ever need a second, I'll be here.
Minami laughs richly, and though I've seen him consent like this before, it's never been quite this happy. As usual, his laugh is contagious and I join him enthusiastically. We both thrill in the moment of pure joy. As it begins to ebb, I smile down at him and kiss into his pink hair. Pulling back, my arms slip from his waist.
You sure you still want to end it tonight?
Yeah. I need to get home and, get some rest for the quiz tomorrow. I'll just grab the bunnies.
Sure.
Minami turns and grabs the carrier before dashing into the bedroom. Touching my mouth, I smile to myself and shake my head. Shame on you, stealing a virgin's first kiss.
He gave it to me.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that. Almost too quickly, Minami leaves the bedroom and crosses the kitchen table.
Really sorry to run off like this, but like I said, I need to get home and, do some studying and some other things.
No, I totally understand. Don't forget to get some sleep, too.
Yeah, sleep. That too.
It's not what he's going to be doing all night. Minami quickly packs up his things and moves to the door. As I come to a halt, Minami bumps into me from behind.
Oops, sorry, clumsy.
I almost feel sorry for him, and I put a hand on his shoulder.
Hey,
Minami hesitates before he looks up at me.
will I see you on Wednesday?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Be safe on the way home, okay?
Opening the door for him, Minami manages a small smile before ducking outside.
Thank you. Good night.
He's already running away as he says it, and I watch him disappear down the steps before closing the door. Shaking my head, I laugh and run a hand through my hair. Well, that was the most interesting tutoring session yet. Turning off the light in the kitchen, I walk into the bedroom before reality washes over me again. Minami was a nice distraction, but I suddenly realize I have school tomorrow, and on top of that, have to peer lead for the worst person in the world. Hitting the bed hard, I groan and find myself staring at the ceiling. Knowing him, probably getting wasted right now. I didn't want to mention it, but as much as relationships can be wonderful, they can be just as awful. That's the truth, and I didn't want to tell you. Before we continue, guys, I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me for more of this demo. And leave some love, leave some likes. Link will be in the description for where you can get this on itch.io. Hopefully we'll get the full version soon. And if you want to request a game, there's a comment section down there, baby. You know what to do. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.